The Rocky series is hands down my favorite movie series of all time, no question about it. I love them all, even the ones that aren't so great. So I'm gonna look at this movie as objectively as I can, alright? I'm not gonna promise I won't be biased, but I'll try my best not to be. So with that said, let's look at Creed. Back in around 2014, Creed was announced and it was met with mixed reception. Just the thought of another Rocky movie coming out was so bizarre. Didn't we already get the Rocky movie that redeemed Rocky 5? It felt like there was no need to add another movie to the 40-year-old franchise. Over time though, people seemed to get more on board with this concept. Rocky isn't the one fighting. Well, not in the ring anyways, it's Adonis Johnson. This really was never a Rocky movie to begin with, it was a Creed movie. It's been a couple years and I want to take a look at the final fight between Adonis and Ricky Conlan. There's so much more there than just a cool fight with cool edits, and I really want to dissect it and see why it works so well. So let's start off with a quick plot synopsis, and yes, spoilers ahead. Creed follows Adonis Johnson, who happens to be Apollo Creed's son. He grew up going from foster home to foster home and ending up in juvie a couple times. Adonis is reunited with his mother, where he grows up with her, becoming successful in a job we aren't really told much of, but we know he hates it. It's then when we realize his passion is about boxing and wanting to grow up to be like his father. He decides to quit his job upon receiving a promotion and fully go for his dreams, with the help of none other than Rocky Balboa. Once they meet, they go through the usual Rocky story. Train a lot, fight someone in the ring, meet the love interest, and you get my drift by this point. And no, I'm not summarizing it that quickly because it's poorly done. It's quite the opposite actually. Mainly since I'm sure you know exactly what to expect. However, I do want to touch up on one plot point in the movie. Rocky being diagnosed with cancer. Up until now was the typical Rocky story until this was introduced. Suddenly we had two battles going on, and both Adonis and Rocky are too stubborn to let each other not go through with the fight. The scene where Rocky is diagnosed and goes to talk to Adonis is probably the best scene in this entire movie, and could be dissected in its own right. But maybe another time. It's a pretty depressing topic to talk about, and discussing a badass fight scene is more of my thing anyways. Rocky's sickness being caught up right before the fight is vital. The stakes were raised that much higher now. Adonis already wanted to prove his worth to the world, but now he has Rocky's own fight as motivation to fuel him. The scenes leading up to this fight are like a ticking time bomb, and that's where we're going to start this analysis. I want to make one thing clear though. The fight scene would not work if the entire film was not done so well. The last fight has a big impact on the viewer because everything that preceded it was done so meticulously well. Without a good movie, there are no stakes, it's just visual noise. With that being said, we start off with Adonis receiving a gift, the iconic red, white, and blue shorts with both of his last names. Visually, he's accepted he's a Creed now, and you can see it right on his face. This tracking shot with Rocky's hand on Adonis' shoulder is great. I'm glad Ryan Coogler didn't just cut to them being in the ring or have pointless inserts. We get to build tension just by watching them walk to the ring. We also get some classic Rocky dialogue.
I'd always get nervous during times like this, but that's normal. And it's going to give you energy. Very normal. Very normal.
Little things like that prove Ryan Coogler was the right guy to make this movie. He really understands the character of Rocky. Once Adonis is in the ring, we get Ricky Conlan's entrance, which might be one of the most badass things in this entire movie. It's pure visual galore, perfect symmetry, the dynamic contrast of colors, the silhouettes, and you can't help but be pumped up watching this scene. Coogler clearly painted Adonis as the underdog, only giving him an almost minute entrance, while Conlan gets this showy performance with the crowd going crazy over him. Seeing Conlan walk all over the ring while Adonis only stands in one small corner, as well as the outfit colors contrasting with each other, that's great visual directing. I also think it was a great idea to cut to Adonis' mom watching the fight at home every now and then, to make sure she really will support what her son does no matter how much she disagrees with it. Once that bell rings and it's the start of round 1, you're glued to the seat. During the fight, it's also nice to see them actually acting and not just punching each other in the face. There are performances there behind the testosterone-filled fight. Upon rewatch, I noticed the sound editing and mixing is absolutely incredible. You feel every punch thrown. The crowd is cheering at the right moments, the soundtrack coming in at the right times. The editing and framing is also done so well, you never lose sight of what's going on. It's all clear and you can enjoy it from just an entertainment viewpoint. And I also love moments like these. Changing the lighting, slowing down the frame rate, this is straight up Raging Bull and I ate this up. All the motivating words Rocky throws at Adonis have so much weight as well. Rocky's been through this, having to go against the odds. He knows what he's talking about. It's moments like this that if you've seen the Rocky franchise, it amps you up even more. And if you haven't, well, this movie is great as a standalone that you get impact no matter what. With impressive visuals, audio work, and acting, Coogler's last job was just to make this feel intense, and he absolutely nailed that aspect of the sequence. After a couple minutes of all-out brawling, we are brought to this motivating scene that no matter who you are, you will feel inspired.
Hey,
I'm gonna knock that son of a bitch down.
I know you are. You know why? Because you're a Creed, and I love you, kid.
Go on.
As a viewer at this point, you are fired up and you just want to see Conlon drop. The announcers also do a great job at commentating the fight. It's not just thrown in to make it feel like an HBO boxing match. Something I did not really like about Rocky 6, it just felt too forced. As the music picks up and the time ticks down, Conlon finally drops. At this point, it doesn't matter if Adonis wins or not, he already did in his eyes, the viewer's eyes, and Rocky's. Adonis accomplished what Rocky did back in '76. Went the distance and proved the world wrong. He wasn't just a boxer who would get famous from his dad, he would prove it by knocking down the undefeated champ of the world. The match does end up going to Conlon, but even Conlon himself goes up to Adonis and gives him his respect. As the crowd cheers as well, it's clear Adonis was happy with his own performance. Even with the main character losing, Coogler was able to make it feel like a victory. The best way to describe the feeling of this scene is with this piece of dialogue from one of the announcers.
Everyone in here knows they've seen something special, a fight they'll never forget. Ricky Conlon wins the fight, Adonis Creed wins the night.
I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching this video, truly. If you liked it, like the video and share it with a friend. Maybe they'll like it just as much as you did. And if you didn't, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you didn't like about it. I would love to improve these videos for future audience members. I hope you guys stick around for the next video. I don't know when that'll be. I seem to be here a lot more than I'm making these videos for you guys. But hey, I am trying. So with that said, thank you all once again, and I'll see you guys next time.